Hey there everyone, this is Mrs. Bear. This video is going to be on writing and solving equations. So for the first couple pages, go ahead and take some notes, and then I'll have some problems for you to try, and then you can see how you did. Here I created a list of key words associated with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, okay? So, for example, anytime you see plus, the sum of, increased by, total, more than, or added to, it's going to be addition. Anytime you see minus, the difference of, decreased by, fewer than, less than, or subtracted from, that's going to be a sign that you're going to have subtraction. Multiplication, the signs you'll see times, the product of, multiplied by, or of. And then last but not least, with division, keywords would be divided by or the quotient of. Alrighty? The better you know this table, the better off you're going to be when doing your activities. So I would definitely write these down even though they're right in front of you. So right here, this says translating verbal phrases. Now do notice that I did underline phrases. Anytime you see the word phrase, I want you to think about expression. Now remember, an expression is just an equation that does not have an equal sign to it. So here are some examples. A number increased by 5. So if you noticed, increased by is under addition. So we have x plus 5. Here we have less than is our keyword. Less than is under subtraction. Next here we have 3 more than twice a number. Twice tends to deal with multiplication. That's why we have 2x plus 3. And last but not least, we have 4 decreased by the quotient of a number in 7. So the quotient of a number of 7, quotient means division. So if we go to our next page here, now we're going to talk about something called verbal sentences. Now before it was verbal phrases, anytime you see the phrase verbal sentences, that's going to deal with an equation. Now, an equation has an equal sign in it. So a verbal phrase is an expression, a verbal sentence is an equation. Now, anytime you see the word is means equals in math. So here are some examples. 16 increased by a number is 27. So we have 16 increased by a number is, and then 27. There's a few more. We have the difference of twice a number and 3 equals 4, or we could say is 4. The difference is subtract, and is would be negative 4. The product of 1/2 and a number is 36. Again, is equals. And finally, negative 3 is equal to twice the sum of a number and 2. Now, this is a key word here, sum. Now remember, sum is associated with addition, but remember, it's twice the sum. That's why we had to use the distributive property here to do 2 times y plus 2. So let's try some of these. The sum of a number and negative 9 equals 24. So we have a number that we don't know, plus, because sum, negative 9, equal 24. Next here we have the product of a number and negative 5 is 10. Product is multiplication, so if negative 5 times a number equals 10. 13 is equal to 5 minus a number, so 13 is equal to, and then we have 5 minus a number. Now, this one's a little bit tricky. 1/4 of the difference of 6 and a number is 200. Well, we know is 200 is going to be equals 200. Then 1/4 of the difference of 6 and a number. So the difference of 6 and a number is going to be 6 minus n, but we want 1/4 of that. Now remember, of in math means multiplication. So it's going to be 1/4 times 6 minus n equals 200. Last but not least, the sum of negative 4 times a number and 3 is 27. So -4 times a number plus 3 equals 27. Alrighty, now that you have a better understanding of how to write and solve equations, the video is going to pause and some equations are going to pop up for you to try. When you are done with those, click the play again and see how you did. Alright, welcome back. Let's see how you did with these practice problems. The directions say write the verbal phrase or sentence as a variable expression or equation. Let n represent the number. Alright, so this first one, the quotient of a number and 3 is 8. So we know that this is going to be a verbal sentence because we have is here. Is equals, and it equals 8. And the quotient of a number 3 would be n divided by 3 equals 8. This one here, 4 added to the square of a number. Alright, this is going to be a verbal phrase because we're taking 4 and we're adding it to the square of a number. There's no equals. The next one, 8 multiplied by the difference of 9 and a number. Alright, this one's going to involve the distributive property. So 8 times the difference of 9 and a number is going to be 9 minus n. And there it is. Alright, the next one, you have write the equation and solve it. So the temperature decreased by 24 degrees Fahrenheit and is now 75 degrees Fahrenheit. What was the original temperature? Write and solve an equation to determine the temperature. Alright, so again, the temperature decreased by 24 degrees and is now 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So there again, there's our is. So it's going to equal 75. Now for this time, I'm going to use T for temperature. So we know the temperature, which is T, decreased by 24 degrees and is now 75 degrees. So to solve this, I'm going to add 24 to both sides. And then when you do that, we see that T, or our original temperature, was 99 degrees. All right, last but not least, a sweater is on sale for half off the regular price and is now $16. What was the regular price of the sweater? Write and solve an equation to determine the price of the sweater. So this is what we know. The sweater used to have a price, and it was divided in half. And the new price is $16. So when I multiply both sides by 2, we're going to get n equals $32. And that was the original price of the sweaters.